Yo, what's going on everybody? Reality Alex here, back again with a brand new video, and today we are getting some huge leaks, and the off season is really just heating up right now. It is absolutely insane right now. We're gonna get straight into this. So the biggest news, okay, so we're gonna get straight into this. So Sideshow was streaming off of Casters and Castles on Twitch. I believe it was Sideshow, but anyways, so they were streaming on there, but they didn't know that they were live apparently, and so Neptuno, Custa, and Sideshow were just going on about a bunch of leaks and or not leaks, but just trades and signings and all these kind of things with the teams, and I'm gonna play it right now.
The people putting big money into it, like, you know, like big superstars, like
incredibly talented players for super teams.
that's it, right? Like, and that doesn't really exist for me. So it's like.
So you say on Valiant?
I think I think the only team that was potentially interested in me was Dallas, but then they ended up going with GAMSU. So I think they're just like, my money is broken. But I heard they traded OGE, right, to Glads as well.
OGE in space, right?
Yeah, OGE in space. Yeah, for big.
But
But how do you build a team around OGE in space? Like, if you spend.
You hear the fucking money that was.
I heard the money. I haven't heard the money. I heard the money was like intentionally not said because it's like a fucking number.
Okay, wait. So who were they trying to get?
It is 400k plus his salary.
I know his salary as well. That's insane.
Wait.
200k.
So Dallas didn't want you, and they went with who?
GAMSU. Apparently GAMSU's on 240. I heard his contract.
Who's GAMSU?
What?
GAMSU's Shanghai Dragons.
Who is GAMSU?
But you are fucking main support, right?
Yeah, but they traded OGE.
He's like they've already spent money. That's what.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like they because
Wait, they don't want closer?
No, they apparently they wanted to trade closer for me and then also pay the money, but Valiant doesn't want closer. Closer's worth too much money, and Valiant's going full budget. They traded everything.
Yeah, I heard that. They're like this cheap. Like,
yeah, they literally anyone that was worth money, they tried to get rid of.
Valiant, are you guys doing trial? And they said we don't want you because we're going cheap. And like, you don't even know if I would get.
They're not paying anyone over like 50 or 60k next year apparently, and so that's why Brady and Crib I think went to Toronto. I think they both traded Toronto.
Who's going to
Brady and Crib? Agilities and Crib.
Makes sense for
yeah, I already knew that, but I don't want to say it.
Yeah,
like, it's your team.
Yeah, no, and that's what I've heard. But yeah,
I'm getting.
Do you think Toronto's going to make moves to like buy like Shawful or Rolf?
I've heard they signed Shawful already.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
That's what I heard as well. I heard they
that
signed
makes the
Shawful.
most sense.
I think
the
they're
only
going.
way of saving that organization is by buying
Toronto.
Canadian
They
players.
did buy Canadian players.
You know, I asked Toronto if they would try me out.
Yeah.
But they're afraid of like I'm toxic or something. So
Really?
they're so afraid, so they'll know.
Wow.
Whoa! What is going on?
Please don't tell me you're streaming.
Okay, so in that video, basically what they were talking about was that the Dallas Fuel was interested in trading Closer for Custa, but the Valiant did not want Closer because he was too expensive, so that deal did not go down. And also the Dallas Fuel apparently signed GAMSU from the Dragons for a salary around $240,000, so that is completely surprising for me. I don't know exactly why they're doing this. Obviously GAMSU's coming in to replace OGE, who OGE is going to the Gladiators for probably a bunch of money. I would assume probably around $400,000 if I were to guess, around that area, maybe 300,000, but just somewhere around there. Definitely more than GAMSU, I would guess. And then the Gladiators are also signing Space from the Valiant for a huge amount of money, so we're gonna see what happens there. If that's true, Gladiators have an insane tank line, and we already know that Gladiators is going for a super team. I mean, OG, although, I mean, a lot of people have said that he like shuts down in games where they're losing a lot of the time. OG's mechanics are some of the best in the world, if not. OG has the best mechanics out of any main tank in the league, and you just have to watch his stream to see how good his mechanics are. And then you think of Stage 4 last year, and then you think of Stage 2 this year. OG is absolutely insane at like Winston, Reinhardt. His Sigma's looking great. His Wrecking Ball is improving dramatically. I mean, and also his Orisa's great too. So OG is definitely looking great for the Gladiators, and I think it's going to be an upgrade over Roar. And then Space coming in, I mean, that's going to be an upgrade over Void too. And also, I think OG and Space are going to be quite good friends. I mean, we've seen them duo in the past, and they're just awesome together. So I think that's going to be awesome for Gladiators fans. I know there's going to be Gladiators fans that are just so upset that they're losing, you know, Surefour and Hydration, but I think Gladiators are going to make it up to you guys. I think they are. And then as for the Dallas field, they have signed GAMSU from the Shanghai Dragons reportedly. Now, obviously, these are not confirmed yet, but if this is true, although I would consider GAMSU not as mechanically gifted as OG, I still think GAMSU's mechanics are still amazing, and also his leadership and shot calling is reportedly amazing. So hopefully that's an upgrade for the Dallas. I mean, it makes sense. Like last season, I think Dallas really needed a leadership figure, so if GAMSU is that and he brings a certain environment to the team, I think this could actually potentially be a huge move for the Dallas Fuel, and obviously GAMSU is going to want to come to Dallas for 240k. I mean, that's a lot of money. I mean, no way he's going to turn that down. So if that's true, Dallas, they have gone for a player who is able to lead and shot call them to victory, and also it makes sense because GAMSU is basically best friends with like Note, so it would only make sense. And I think this, if GAMSU does get signed to Dallas, it confirms Note to Dallas. I mean, Note is just going to stay on Dallas. There's no way he's going to want to leave with one of his best friends, GAMSU, on the team. And also, this is going to be good because you got Boston Uprising, Tank Line, Season 1 synergy on the Fuel, so there's going to be no question in the synergy between GAMSU and Note. Also, the Valiant are going for a lower budget team in 2020, allegedly not paying any single player over $50,000 to $60,000. So I'm assuming Custa's actually not going to stay with Valiant. I mean, I don't think he's going to want to stay for around $50,000, $60,000. That's just not a lot of money. I hope it's not true that they're going for a lower budget team, because if so, they're probably going to be terrible next season. I'm sorry, Valiant fans, but you're just not going to get many players that are good for that much money. I mean, you have to have some incredible scouting for some players that just are unknown, just like the Boston Uprising. And we saw how that worked in Season 1. It looked great for them, but then Season 2 happened and it just did not work. They were one of the worst teams, if not the worst team, by the end of the season. But we'll see what happens there. And then the Defiant, they've made a bunch of moves. So it looks like they're going Canadian. A lot of their team is going to be Canadian, and then also having bits and pieces from different countries. So they're going to be signing Agilities and Carib from the Valiant, and then they're also signed Surefour from the Gladiators. So if that's true, Toronto, they've made a bunch of pickups, and these are really good pickups as well. Definitely gonna bring some fans to Toronto and some wins to Toronto, but Toronto still has to get a new tank line and stuff. But we'll see what happens there, and a new main support. It's going to be interesting to see what happens if these are true or not, but I think they are pretty reliable. Now, at first, everyone thought that the video was a debate, but it turned out not to be a debate, at least if this Goopy Noopy guy is correct. I mean, from what I've heard, he's been quite credible in the past. He's gotten a lot of things right. If this is true, this is some huge news and just shows like how crazy this offseason is going to be. So if Sideshow and Bren are right, apparently almost half of the league is looking to blow up the rosters, whether this is to build a super team or to maybe even make a team that just doesn't cost as much money, just like how the Valiant are approaching this offseason. So we are going to see a lot of moves, and you know, teams have to do these insane moves. I'm sorry guys, like everyone's going to be quite sad that, you know, your favorite player is leaving your team or something like that, but teams have to do this in order to compete against the Shock next season. Like, the Shock has the best coaches, some of the best players in the league. There is a reason why the Shock 4-0'd the second best team in the finals this season. They are just absolutely insane. They're incredible. They are the super team, and every single team has to make these huge changes, these very expensive changes to compete with the Shock next season, or else you're just not going to win the finals. If you don't make a bunch of changes to your team, you are not making it you are not winning the finals. You're just not going to beat the Shock. I'm thinking, and as well as Sideshow's thinking, that there's going to be like 5 super teams next season. And we'll see who those teams end up to be. But I mean, the league is going crazy right now. And I mean, like, this is going to be so entertaining this offseason. Alright, and going on to the next topic of the video. Boston Uprising just get rid of everyone, literally. So they get rid of Kelix, AimGod, Elmo, RCK, Persia, and Stellar. This is absolutely crazy. I don't think we've seen this many players be released from a team at once since like Shanghai Dragons. So Boston, they are doing a complete rebuild. They are blowing up the roster and they are going for new players. Now, I don't know if this team is going to be going for expensive players or if they're going to continue what they've been doing for the last 2 seasons, and that's picking up a bunch of no names and turning them into stars, possibly. It didn't really work this season, but it worked in season 1, so you never know. But I'm just going to go over this real quick. So honestly, I'm not surprised about any of these players. I thought they would all be gone too. I mean, they didn't really have a lot of success with these players, and I mean, like, AimGod is the only one that you can like really consider as like a really good player for Boston, and unfortunately AimGod just did not get along with the team. At least that's what we have been told from many articles in the league. And that is it for the video today, guys. Make sure to let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Do you think Boston Uprising are making good changes by blowing up their entire roster and signing a whole new roster soon? Do you think the Gladiators, Dallas, Shanghai, and Toronto, also Valiant, do you think, are they improving or are they not? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to slap a like onto it. And if you are not already subscribed, put on those notifications on, and you will never miss any amazing Overwatch League coverage from me, Reality Alex. Don't forget to keep it reality and have an amazing rest of your day. Peace out.